Gut health matters. What are you doing to take care of yours? Today we are going to be talking about all things gut health. You guys, I have been on a journey this year. Let's get into it. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. For any new subscribers, hi, welcome. I'm Deandra and I love all things wellness. And for any returning subscribers, you already know how I feel about you. I appreciate you so much. Today I really want to get into the nitty-gritty of some of the stuff that I've been going through in regards to my health, specifically gut health. I'm someone who has struggled with endometriosis, and if you go back and watch my endometriosis video from a couple months ago, almost a year now, I was basically talking about how I was officially diagnosed with endometriosis and the journey of me trying to cure it naturally. And I have suffered my entire life pretty much with health issues, fatigue, brain fog, excruciating periods, just like irregular things for a normal, healthy human being to be experiencing. And for years of my life, I have been gaslit, told I was perfectly fine, that I'm very healthy, that everything that I'm experiencing is normal. I was put on birth control for a very long time, since I was 15 to almost 22, 23 years old. So I have been through some stuff. And more recently, I have been struggling with extreme fatigue, like where I'm in bed the majority of the time, and also brain fog, to the point where I feel like I can't even function as a normal human being. And it's been a struggle for me. The reason that I really wanted to talk about this today is because I feel like there's so many women who have similar experiences to me. And if I had someone who created this kind of video before, I feel like it might have just expedited the way that I felt and my healing journey. So just to kind of fast forward into where I am right now with the endometriosis, it is something that I didn't really have a lot of answers to, as to like, why does it happen? Where does it come from? Can it be cured naturally? I tried it for almost a year and I wasn't able to cure my endometriosis naturally, and I'm actually opting for surgery. But in the process of deciding I wanted to have surgery, I met with an endometriosis specialist and I told her about all my symptoms. I brought all my blood work, and she essentially let me know that she believes that I have some deep-rooted gut issues, and that is actually the real cause of my brain fog and the fatigue. And I'm not just crazy, and I'm not a perfectly healthy human being, and there actually is something off in my body. So she validated all of my concerns. So I wanted to share with you guys, because anyone who has been gaslit, or anyone who eats really healthy and is doing all these amazing things for your body, but you're feeling like something is very wrong with you, the gut might be the answer. And it's actually so insane to me, because I feel like the gut is talked about so much. Everyone's like, gut health this, gut health that, gut health this. And for some reason, because I eat so healthy, because I live such a healthy lifestyle, I was like, there's no way something is wrong with my gut. Because she brought up the issue that I might have gut problems and leaky gut, which if you look up the symptoms for leaky gut and possibly something like Sibo, which is small intestinal bacteria overgrowth of the intestines, it actually is all of my symptoms. It's the acne, the fatigue, the brain fog, and it's just like a myriad of issues, which actually ties into endometriosis. And people with endometriosis are more likely to have gut issues. And so that was really validating. So if you're watching this video and you have endometriosis and you also struggle from some of the same things as me, yeah, apparently they go hand in hand. That leads me to what this video is officially going to be about. I'm going to be giving you a list of things that I'm doing for my gut health to improve my gut health that I was never told to really do before, or really understood why I would need to be doing these things. The gut is so important. It is like the second brain of the body. It literally will tell your brain to do things, and your brain tells your gut to do things, and they have this exchange. It is something that can affect your moods. If you suffer from depression, anxiety, skin, like I said earlier, all of these things are really connected to the gut. As long as you don't have other underlying issues which you already are aware about, or you've checked and you're perfectly fine, the gut is more than likely where these things are stemming from. Let me preface this with, if you are searching for answers and you haven't even started with the testing process, one of the things that I definitely recommend, and this is not sponsored by any means, this is exactly what I did. The first step I would say is to get a function health blood test. Now, this blood test is literally 100 biomarkers, so it goes over almost all of the major biomarkers that you should be looking for when you are looking into someone's blood. What I realized is that when I was going to the doctors, they were not ordering full panel blood tests. They were doing like a little bit of here, a little bit of thyroid, maybe a little bit of iron. They were doing just super basic blood tests. And I went to my doctor multiple times, and maybe I just have a really crappy primary care doctor, which I will be leaving him very soon. But he was like, you're perfectly fine. We've already done the blood tests. Nothing is showing out of normal. The only thing that's abnormal is maybe your iron storages. That's it. You're perfectly healthy. Don't know what to tell you. Shoo, get out the door. Anyways, When I got this function blood test, he was actually upset. He's like, this is such a waste of money. Why would you go get all these biomarkers? It doesn't mean anything. And as soon as a healthcare provider is saying something like that, you have to look at it and say, why would you be upset that I'm going to get something that gives me so many answers and has so many biomarkers to be checking over? And so that was a really big red flag. So this function blood test had 100 biomarkers. I got it checked and it actually pulled up so many different things about my body and things that I'd never even checked. I can link a link to that if you guys want to check out. So if you feel like your primary care doctor isn't really giving you or advising you or pushing you to get certain tests, you could do that on your own. And then another company that I really suggest that I've been through, I got a Dutch test, which is a urine test, and it is a hormonal test. And I just ordered a GI test with them. So that is going to be a gut test. It is called Be Balanced Co. Be Balanced Co on Instagram, and I am awaiting those GI results. So if you guys like this video, I can give you an update on that. So for anyone who hasn't started this testing journey, I really recommend start looking for answers yourself instead of relying just on doctors to tell you where to go, what to do, because you might end up hitting a wall or hitting your head on a wall like me, because I felt so alone, so isolated, and so upset being gaslit and told that I was perfectly healthy, but I felt so bad. Before I go over some of the things that I've done for my gut, I want you to understand the gut more. So we've heard a lot about gut health and eating a lot of probiotics and eating a lot of fiber and all these different things, which is amazing, but it's amazing if you have a healthy gut. If you have an unhealthy gut or you have some kind of infection, it does not go away unless you treat it. So if you have some underlying condition, which is why it's really important that if you're suffering from any of these symptoms, that you go and get checked for maybe Sibo, which I'm going to get checked for, Sibo or Candida or whatever, you actively have to get rid of that bacteria before you can start incorporating even more good bacteria to feed that bacteria. And the way that someone explained it to me is that if you have an unhealthy gut and you're living a very healthy lifestyle and you're feeding lots of probiotics and you're feeding lots of fiber to your gut, you are feeding both the good and the bad bacteria. So the whole point is, if you have some kind of overgrowth of bad bacteria in your gut, you really need to get rid of it. And that comes with a lot of like different things that you have to incorporate, whether it's removing certain foods, changing a little bit of lifestyle, whatever it may be, before you repopulate with the really good bacteria, the probiotics, the fiber, all this good stuff. That is one way to think about your gut before we even go into these tips in case you are suffering from some of these. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I shouldn't even have to say that. This is just my experience and the things that I've learned that I can put in one video for you guys. These small habits are things that you can start implementing into your life to just try to improve the status of your gut and the health of your gut, and start thinking about the way that you really take care and treat your body. The first thing might seem really obvious, but it is chewing your food more. There is this saying that the stomach does not have teeth. And so when I think about how I was eating a lot of times, it's like I'm chewing a couple bites and then I'm so hungry, I want to get down the food, so I swallow. So you're chewing, you get into this process of where you're chewing your food, but you're not chewing it until it's a full liquid. That takes 20 to 50 chews. Like imagine sitting there and being like, It's something that you should really be conscious and aware of, because anytime we are not eating the food correctly, it is going down to our stomach, and sometimes this can rot in certain places if it doesn't break down enough. It can really hinder our digestion. So the first step is to really chew your food. Make sure that you are grinding it into a liquid before swallowing. Number two, I do not want to get too personal in this. It's already personal because it's your gut, but is using a Squatty Potty. I started incorporating a Squatty Potty after I had that meeting with the doctor, and she basically just talked about how our intestines, it's just not a natural position for us to sit on the toilet. It pinches our intestines actually, and it can make it harder for you to have a bowel movement. Again, might be TMI for some people, but it's also very important to talk about. So if you are using the bathroom, it is really great to sit in a position that does not necessarily pinch your intestines or move your intestines in a way that is unnatural. And by getting a Squatty Potty, it really helps to put your body in a position so that you can just have regular bowel movements, and it starts to train your body to basically feel more comfortable in that position and allow things to be more free flowing. I have a Squatty Potty in my bathroom, and it's super chic. It's really cute. If you guys want a link, it's from Amazon. It's like a little black wooden one. So don't be worried. It's not like you have to get this plastic clanky ugly thing that's in your home that you feel like, why is this here? It is actually I really love it. And like, it's actually really amazing. My sister used one first and she told me about it and I was like, I don't need that. But after using one, you will never go back to just using the bathroom in a regular way. Number 3 is be present when you're eating your food. This kind of goes into the first one about chewing things until they are a liquid. Be present when you're eating your food because your body basically has to recognize that you're eating. And I was in the habit of like kind of eating and going, or eating while I'm cooking, or snacking and doing things while, because we all love to multitask. That basically is not putting your body in a rest state, and your rest state is when your digestion actually works optimally. So when you are eating, you really want to make sure that you are sitting down, taking time to be present to eat that food, so that way your body's like, okay, let me digest this optimally, because everything that goes in your body has to be processed and going through your gut. So we really want to make sure that we are being present and letting our bodies just relax into the food that we're eating. Number 4 that I started incorporating is digestive enzymes. Now I have both papaya, which is just one form of enzyme, and then I have a full spectrum enzyme, which is, I think a company's called Gold something. I can link it if you guys want. But I started incorporating digestive enzymes to help break down my food more. Because I already have something that's going on with my gut, it's indicating to me that my body is struggling to digest my food correctly, which can lead to malabsorption and a whole myriad of different things. And again, this is all having to be self-learned because, as I said, doctors told me I was perfectly healthy. So I learned from my nutritionist that using a digestive enzyme is really great and really beneficial for anyone who struggles with stomach issues, because it will just help to break down that food so you don't feel as bloated, so your body doesn't have to work as hard, and so that everything can be fully processed. Number 5 is going to be less snacking between meals. Snacking between meals does not get your body enough time to rest and recover. And so I am a habitual snacker, okay? I'm ashamed. What can I say? I like snacks. I'm a snacky kind of girl. I'm just a girl. I'm the kind of girl who, instead of eating full meals, I will really sit there and just eat snacks all day. I'll snack a little bit here, snack a little bit there, and it just doesn't give your body time to fully process food, rest, recover, and then fully process food again. If you're always snacking, you're just constantly using your digestive system, and you are not giving your body the rest that it needs to recover. So taking breaks in between your breakfast and your lunch, or, you know, just making sure that you're not grazing the entire day, and then also having a hard time that you are stopping before you go to bed. I like to stop eating 2 hours before bed at least to really give my body time to digest. I've also found that my sleep quality declines drastically when I eat and then get straight into bed. If I don't give my body time to fully digest food before going to sleep, I will literally feel it while I'm sleeping. Not a good feeling. So just give yourself time, give yourself breaks in between eating so that your body can rest and recover and really just fully digest that food. The last one is really important, and it is try to reduce your stress load. Now, this is something that I talk about in some of my other videos. When you are in a constant state of fight or flight, this just literally is a catalyst for gut issues. People who run stressy, like myself, are more likely to have gut issues because stress causes inflammation. Inflammation in the body causes dysbiosis and a lot of myriad of different things, and then your gut feels it. I just feel like I've been on this journey of listening to my body, and this video is really like the blueprint to start listening and being more present with your body, because your body will tell you everything that is going on with it if you will just listen. I don't want this to sound woo-woo. I don't want this to go over your head, but we have to listen to our body. When you are feeling like you are bloating after eating the same thing over and over again, maybe it's blueberries, and you're like, that's a healthy snack, I shouldn't be bloating. Listen to your body. You're bloating for a reason. Your body is trying to tell you that is not sitting well with me. Let's not eat that right now, or let's cut that out completely. These things, sitting down, being present, chewing your food fully, will literally connect you to your body more than ever. And that is what we need more in this society right now, is we need to be connecting to our body. We need to start taking care of our gut better. We need to start implementing things that are really just going to push the needle forward. I have so many other different things that I'm implementing to try to heal what's going on, but I need one confirmation that I have Sibo, and that won't be until July. And then I need to actually fully get rid of it and fully cure my brain fog and my fatigue in order to report back and tell you exactly what I did in regards to that. For any woman who is struggling right now with a myriad of issues and you feel like you are not getting any answers, I really encourage you to look into your gut and start to ask questions and start to try to understand your body more through some of these methods, or even talking to your doctor about it. Guys, I appreciate you so much for watching this video and letting me just talk to you about things that are so personal. This is my experience so far, and these are some real things that I am going through and I am currently working on. So I hope you appreciate this video, and I hope that you liked it and it resonated with you. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the question box below. And then any future videos that you guys want to see from me, always, as I say, request it below, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.